What is going on YouTube? Chris with Journos Comics. Alright guys, I have a very interesting video here today. Some of you may cringe at it, but honestly, knowing the person I am, I feel that this is a very valid topic to discuss. Basically, I am shedding light on how to not act on social media within a comic book community. And the reason why I really am doing this video is to allow all of us to look in the mirror and be better people, especially during a time like this. And I think the thing that I keep coming back to is how much, especially on YouTube, the YouTube comic book community has really came together during this time, during the passing of YouTube community members. And I want to do this humbly and state, look, guys, I know that we all can fall victim to sitting behind a screen and kind of being a dick. Sitting behind a screen, being on social media, it has bred the ability for good individuals to let out cynicism and narcissism. Like I said, even though we're good individuals. So let me just go over this. So I'm in this comic book group, and I posted this post. I'll read it with you guys. You can see it on the screen. If I send my books to CGC in Mylar bags and a professional takes my hard-earned money and his hard work time to grade it, why do they discard my Mylar bag just to encapsulate it in a poly bag? Now, this is to reference to the sleeve that the CGC books are inside of the plastic capsule, which isn't a true encapsulation. So we know that these books are exposed, being in the plastic casings. It's not true encapsulation. So therefore, what I'm saying here is I'm just questioning. It's not even about the Mylar bags that I'm sending them in. A lot of people are thinking, don't send them in Mylar bags. You don't want your Mylars wasted. That's not the point. It's just like, why are you, why can't you just keep them in a Mylar bag or a Mylar sleeve if we're spending all this money to put them in this case and to get them certified graded, right? And to my knowledge, I thought that the sleeve, the polypropylene sleeve. Well, I thought it was a high quality polypropylene sleeve, which are considered archival, but yet they are still not to the standard of Mylar. Okay, so I even put edit because after a few comments, I didn't think people were understanding what I was saying. And I state, it seems that many don't get it. This isn't about my Mylar bags. It's the irony that CGC will throw away a Mylar bag that a $1,000 book came in, and they put it in a poly sleeve and then throw it in a case. So these are honest. It's an honest question of understanding irony. Like what gives here? What is the process of CGC and why they're doing this? Obviously, I'm throwing any of my expensive books in a Mylar bag if I'm putting them in the mail. I mean, that's just no brainer. I don't care about losing cost of a Mylar that's getting thrown away. That's not the point. I hope that's clear to you all. So some people are just commenting, making jokes. They take them home and put their comics in them. That's funny. But then this Tomas says it's not a poly bag. Why would you send your books to Mylar? So again, this is honest question, and the point of this video is dialogue, guys. How do we just create positive, respectful adult dialogue? And I try to sending Mylar is no brainer for me. It provides the best protection for my books when they're in the mail. But then, this individual was just missing my point, and that's fine because we have to understand that communicating on a screen through words, sometimes our intent gets lost in translations. But there's a lot of cynicism undertone. I won't even go into this. I'll go down here to a specific comment here. People hopped on talking about CGC is a glorified scam. They're just expressing their opinion, though. No harm there. I replied saying, well, I would challenge your belief. But this guy, let's look at Damon. And yep, Damon's on blast. So if Damon's on YouTube and you're watching this, sorry, buddy, putting you on blast here because we are all grown adults and this is just ridiculous. Damon says they put it in a Mylar sleeve because the slab. First off, this doesn't even make sense. They put it in a Mylar sleeve before. Oh, here we go. They put it in a Mylar sleeve before the slab, not poly. Laugh, laugh, facepalm. So this is my response. So for some reason, you find your reply as something that strokes your ego. And guys, keep in mind, anytime that I'm hit with this kind of stuff on social media, I do my best not to stoop to their level, but I still will call them out, and that's the tone that I'm trying to take. So I'm being like very level headed, saying so you find your reply as something that strokes your ego, huh? Adults amaze me. Look, if you think I'm wrong, provide your proof, and I will humbly correct myself and acknowledge the facts. Otherwise, stay humble. And see, I'm being real here, and this is the thing, guys. If I'm wrong, if Damon was actually right and I'm wrong, he could say, hey, Chris. Actually, I think you have your information wrong. Where are you getting that from? Because according to my knowledge, they actually that sleeve that it's inside the case is a Mylar sleeve. And I would have been, wow, really? Are you sure? Because this is what I have. Where'd you read that somewhere? Where do you have claims to back that up? But no, people want to be dicks, right? And it's like, how old are we? And his reply was, I've cracked slabs myself, and the book was in Mylar, not poly. So, okay, is he getting respectful here? Is he toning it down? So I reply, Mylar or PET? Now, PET plastics are a type of poly that are higher grade than your standard polypropylene. And some nice gentleman who obviously enjoys being a part of these comic book groups and loves communicating respectfully, Brandon up here. Brandon gives a full-on breakdown of the different types of plastics and polys, because there's polyethylene. Technically, Mylar is a type of poly, but we don't call it poly within the industry because when we talk about poly, it's a specific type which is polypropylene and polyethylene to the product that we are familiar with. But Mylar is in a league of its own. It's its own plastic. Mylar is like the highest end of PET, and you can see that in the middle of the screen here. Where what Brandon is saying is that poly sleeve that CGC uses in their slabs is actually a PET, which is lower than Mylar, but higher archival quality than a polypropylene bag. And I didn't know this, and this makes a little more sense. I still question CGC. Can't you put it in a Mylar though? But he provided context and all this information. Look at all this information. I'm like, thank you, Brandon. I know more now than I did before posting this. It's humbling to get all this type of information. Thank you so much. Going back down to Damon. So I say, responding to his, I've cracked a CGC myself, and it was Mylar, not poly. And I reply, Mylar or PET? Because there is still a difference. If it is PET, then that is better than a standard polypropylene or ethylene bag. Still, though, don't be a dick in your comments. You could have commented your knowledge and experience, and we could have had a respectful back and forth. And if I was wrong, I could have learned something. And even Brandon says it's not Mylar, it's Barax, which is a form of PET, poly PET. But Damon continues to reply saying, wasn't being a dick. I'll quote what I said. They put it in a Mylar sleeve before the slab, not poly. I've cracked it myself. How was I being a dick? And then I responded, the part where you gloated by adding your laughing emojis and facepalm. And again, I'm being very neutral here. So now you want to gaslight me. Plus, you were incorrect. So not only was he being a dick about it and being so cynical and narcissistic, he was wrong. He was completely wrong. Maybe we should be a little more humble. We're all here for the love of the hobby instead of hopping on a post and acting like childish dicks. Why don't we learn a little from each other, right? Or is that too hard for folks these days who thrive on stroking their egos while sitting comfortably behind the screen? And I'm being honest. Laugh, laugh, facepalm. Oh man, guys. And then you got folks like this guy right here in the middle of the screen saying, I pay 19 cents each for my light too in bulk. Stop being a cheap ass, whining about a bag. Wow, what a P word. I can't believe you had the balls to post this garbage. I bet you sit to pee, don't you? Wah, I want my Mylar pack. Again, the irony of this, and I say, you know, guys, I normally wouldn't even respond to this, but the irony, like I said, joke's on you because you missed the point of the whole post. You need a hug though, bro. That's the type I don't even encourage that. Me saying that, that's me. It's like, even though I kind of mean it, it's like, what? Obviously, you have some issues. Like, people that do this have real issues, but I shouldn't even acknowledge it. And I let them get the best of me by even responding. But the irony of this is that he thought that my post was about, why are you throwing away my Mylars? No, it's about, I want the best protection for my books, so I sent him in a Mylar. And yet, I'm paying for you to certify slab it, and you're not even putting it into that same type of quality bag. He missed the point, and listen to this, guys. Don't be this. Just don't. Guys, please understand the context of why I'm even making this video about this. You know, yeah, again, some of you may be sitting there watching saying, this is like, get over it. What's the big deal? It's not even that there's something for me to get over. It's just because I want to make an example. I've done this. I'm in Facebook groups for my local community, and I'm very active on there. I actually had plans to run for city council this year, but I don't think that's going to happen with everything going on with the COVID. I have too much on my plate. I'm heavily involved in local politics. I've petitioned local issues and spoke in front of City Hall. I fought for reinstatement of our local basketball league and won. I've been an advocate in my community, and I pride myself in doing so. I utilize Facebook groups to do so. And so many times people just are looking to pick a fight and to be that little childish bully on a elementary school playground, right? And so many times people come and attack me, and I'm like, here's my phone number. You want to meet for coffee or whatever? And I've got people on the phone, and they come out and be like, F you, you know, you're freaking whatever. And by the end of the conversation, they're like, man, you know, we have so much more in common. I understand now, and I get you. And it's like, it's respect. And it's because most of us are good people, guys, but we allow ourselves to be freaking a-holes sometimes. And it's so easy to get behind a screen and do this. And it's like our maturity level drops. And we want to be cynical, and we want to be comedians. We want to take this tone, like, and it's such an adolescent mind state. It's so childish. And it's like, how old are we, guys? And I'm someone that has kids, and I'm sure a lot of you that watch my channel have kids too. And it's like, do we teach our kids to be this way, to interact this way, and to be dicks? I mean, what are we proving to somebody by taking this kind of mentality? And this isn't the only comment. There's multiple, and I'm not going to go through them all. And it's like, and I see this all the time. Like, I see some people going into these comic book groups and posting, you know, how much do you guys think I can get for this comment? Like, why don't you go look on eBay or something? What are you, a noob? It's like, really? Like, what? Seriously? Maybe he is a newbie to collecting comic books. You wanna mock him about that? We need to be accepting of everybody in this community. If somebody doesn't know something and you know it, be humble and educate them. Be a big brother or big sister or whatever, and put your hand around their shoulder, metaphorically speaking, and guide them to knowledge. I will never knock somebody for not knowing something about comic book collecting. I will never knock somebody by having misinformation about comic collecting. I've been misinformed. I've been unknowledgeable on things. And I am open to acknowledging my faults, acknowledging my errors, and acknowledging when I have something wrong or when I don't know. And it is that simple, guys. We need to be welcoming. We need to have respectful conversations. We need to thrive off of the positivity of this hobby. And we need to extend our love for the hobby to each other, not our love for being dicks. And that's my message today, guys. Be kind to each other, be accepting of everyone in this hobby, and let's share the love of it. Let's allow people to be inspired to utilize social media as a fun way to connect with like-minded people, not a way to get bullied and jumped on because somebody wants to sit behind the comfort of their screen and be a narcissist dick. Because believe me, I could flip the switch because people don't know where I come from. And I hate even going to this, but people don't want to talk to me like this face to face. And that's the thing too, the comfort zone of sitting behind a screen. They don't know me just because I like geek culture and I collect comic books. You don't know me. Let's be kind to each other, guys. Come on, man. We are adults here. We are adults. So there it is, guys. Leave some comments. Be nice to each other. I love you all. Keep collecting what you love. Thank you for watching. And until next time.